Good evening, everybody. My name is Mark Krebs. I'm a gold qualified consultant with Team Sunset, part of Team Empire. I have been with Archer and Evolution Travel for the past 20 months, but I've been a travel agent for the past 9.5 years. So I've got a lot of experience with earning some instant commission here, which is exactly what tonight's training is all about. So just a little bit about myself. Like I said, I've been with Archer and Evolution for the past 20 months. Um, and I am a certified destinations, weddings, and honeymoon specialist. And I also specialize in group travel, sports travel, all-inclusive resorts, cruises, flights, Disney, and more. When I'm not booking travel, I do love to spend time with my family and watch the Minnesota Vikings and Virginia Cavaliers in my free time. I am originally from Charlottesville, Virginia, but I live in the southeast part of South Dakota in Vermilion, South Dakota, where the University of South Dakota is now. And I've lived here for the past 21 years. So that's just a little bit about me. But you guys are all here to learn about instant commissions, and that is what I'm going to teach you about tonight. So let's get going. So what are instant commissions? Instant commissions are commission payments that come directly to the travel agent from the client instead of coming from the supplier. You, the agent, gets to keep 100% of those funds instead of having to split them 80-20 with Archer and Evolution Travel like you do with your traditional commissions. So you get to keep 100% of these commission payments direct to yourself. So that's the really nice thing about instant commissions, is because you don't have to split them with anybody unless you're working with a partner on a booking or a series of bookings. I work with a gentleman by the name of Mike Lashardi, who is part of Team Empire, on some wedding bookings and honeymoons, and we have an agreement where we share wedding lists and leads with each other. So we have an agreement that whoever is doing the show gets 10% of the other person's commissions, and that includes the instant commissions that we make. So that's one of the benefits of instant commission too. You can make that instant money and pay it direct to your partner right away. Now, what are some ways that you can make instant commission? Service fees on the entire package price, airline ticketing fees, change fees, research fees, wholesaler service fees, and booking fees. Whatever you want to call it, guys, that's how you can make instant commissions. And I'm going to go through a few of the different ways that you can make these instant commissions. So, some examples of service fees that I charge. I charge a consultation fee right up front of $25 per domestic booking and $50 for international bookings. The reason for the difference in price is because international bookings take more work to do, because you have to take a look at the flights, and not only the flights, but you've got to look at layover times, times to get through customs, and so forth. So you want to make sure that you're getting your clients enough time to make it through customs in their destination country so that they don't get caught and get delayed and miss their connecting flights if they have one, if it's not their final destination. Case in point, I had a client earlier this year that was flying from Sioux Falls, South Dakota to Dusseldorf, Germany. They had their flight from Chicago O'Hare was delayed into Frankfurt by about 45 minutes. They were not going to make up that time in the air. I could easily tell that by tracking their flight, which is one thing that I do for all of my clients while they are traveling, just in case there is some kind of delay en route. So what did I do? I had allotted them 2 hours to clear customs in Germany so that they could make their connection from Frankfurt to Dusseldorf. But because of the delay, they were not going to be able to make that flight. So that's where you have to look at the connection times when you're first researching the trip for your clients. So that's why it takes a little bit longer to do international flights. Domestic flights, I usually recommend an hour to an hour and a half connection time. If you know the airport and you can get through it in a shorter amount of time, that's fine. But if you've got special considerations such as passengers or clients with children, you want to give them some extra time to get to their next gate if they're flying. But if it's like a 25-year-old couple and you know they can make it in 45 minutes, just make sure to follow the flight and make sure there are no delays on the way. Airline ticketing fees are something else that I charge. If it is a flight only booking, I charge $25 per domestic ticket and $75 per international ticket. Again, that international fare is higher because of the fact that we're looking ahead at the connection times, we're looking ahead at the customs times, any visa requirements, and then I take the time to go ahead and put the information into the airline's websites for my clients so that they're not having to put their passport or visa information into the websites, just to make their check-in process a lot smoother and hassle-free. Any change fee. So if they want to make a change to their flight or a change to their booking in general, I charge $100 fee for that, because that's going to require more of my time to make those changes and get them confirmed by the airline, the resort, the supplier, whoever. So I charge my clients $100. Now, if I'm doing a destination wedding or honeymoon alone, then it's a $250 planning fee. If I'm doing both, it's a $500 planning fee. Again, because of the intricacies of planning both of those trips for the clients, those bookings can take 2 to 3 weeks for me to do. So those are upfront fees. And then on the back end of the booking, I always charge a booking service fee of 10% of the total package price. So, and the reason for that is because I don't want to wait for my commission to come in from the supplier, because that trip may not be for 8, 10, 12, 15 months. So I need to make some money now. So that's where my instant commission of that 10% service fee comes into play. Does anybody have any questions so far on how I charge my fees or the examples of service fees that you can charge? Now, this is your business. You can charge whatever you like, but try to keep it minimal for your clients so that they don't feel like they're getting nickeled and dimed. So Candace asks, how do you tell them about your fees that you will charge them? So I tell them right up front. I have a service fee contract that I'm going to share with you guys here in a little while that you are more than welcome to use for your own businesses. You just have to copy and paste it into a Word or Google Doc and make the changes from my business name to your business name and change the fee schedule. So I'm going to share that with you all here in a little while, but I make it clear up front that I have the consultation fee and they sign this document so that there are no questions that I have these fees in place. Now, let's talk about what sites that you can use to make instant commission. You can use any site, any supplier site that you choose, but the ones which are most readily used include Evo Rewards, My Profit Agility, and Evo Plus, because these are all either discount or wholesale sites which we don't receive traditional commission on, with the exception of My Profit Agility. So Joyce asks, just going back to a question, Joyce asks, are you tracking their flights through airline apps about connecting flights of any delays. So I'm tracking it through flighttracker.com. And I'm actually watching the flight as it's in the air. And I'm tracking it that way. So that's how I track all my flights. So if it's an overnight flight, I am up overnight tracking this flight for my clients to make sure that everything is still going smoothly so that they are able to make their connections smoothly. Now, going back to talking about my profit agility real quick, the exception to that rule with profit agility is that you can make traditional commission on my profit agility, but most agents try not to do that. They take that traditional commission down to zero so that they can make that instant commission and still save their clients some money. And I've got an example of that coming up here in just a couple of minutes. So let's take a look at an Evo Rewards booking. Oops, sorry about that. So let me go back. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut off the names there. So I took a look, and this is Evo Rewards. So I took a look at the Virgin Hotels Las Vegas on both Evo Rewards and Expedia Tap and compared the pricing from 212 to 216 of 24. The same room and everything. It's a chamber 1 king bed tower room. On Evo Rewards, it's $319.55 plus the 204.08 resort fee that's payable at the hotel. You can't get around that in Vegas. Every hotel and resort is going to have that resort fee. But look at the price difference here. You've got $319.55 on Evo Rewards. That's a savings of about 38%. On Expedia Tap, it's $531.76. Okay, so total savings to our client using Evo Rewards is $212.21. You could upcharge your client by $100, $125 and make that an instant commission. So, and still save them some money versus Expedia Tap. Does everybody understand that example so far? So same room, you want to do a comparison with Expedia Tap, hotels.com, anybody like that. Okay. So the next one that I'm going to give you is an Evo Plus example. This was Paris, France, at the Novex. It's a 2-star hotel in the center of Paris. The Evo Plus price for a double standard room from May 7th to May 14th of 2024 was $2,352.16, tax included. There's a mandatory fee of $15.82 euro that will be collected at the hotel. That's non-refundable. This price is non-refundable. Look at the Expedia Tap price. Same room, same dates, $8,534.98. Okay, look at the savings to the client, $6,182.82. You could easily charge your client $3,000 in instant commission and still save them over $3,000 on this hotel. That's the beauty of instant commission. When you're making these comparisons, you're able to take a look at the savings and you can make the changes. Founder says that you should charge 50% on Evo Plus, especially if you find a deal that's this good. So 50% of this would be $3,091.41. And that's what you would charge your client. And they're still saving $3,091.41 on this hotel room versus Expedia Tap. So, I mean, that's easy. 10 minutes worth of work to find this hotel, and you've just made over $3,000. I mean, that's just insane if you think about it. Yeah, it's a 2-star hotel and it's a lot in Paris. And I've looked at pictures of this hotel and it looks like a 3-star in the States. So, one more example for you. This is my profit agility. Tropical Lifestyle Holiday Vacation Club. This is a private club. The My Profit Agility price for a superior double room from January 6th to January 13th of next year is $416.22. Okay, plus $560 in resort fees that's payable at the resort. That we can't get around. But look at the price if you were to book it on their website. Same room, same dates, $980 to the public, plus a $560 resort fee payable at the resort. Total savings to your client, $563.78. So divide that by 2, you're looking at $286 and some change. $287. Again, for a half an hour's worth of work. And this is an all-inclusive resort that we're looking at. That's why you have the resort fees, because it's an all-inclusive resort. But with My Profit Agility, you've got to remember to look for those resort fees and tell your client about them because of the fact that they are going to be there. And you don't want them surprised when they check in. Does anybody have any questions about those comparisons? All right. Now, how do you want to collect these service fees? You always want to use a business app or a credit card processing app to collect your service fees from your clients for tax purposes and professionalism. You can use Cash App Business, Venmo Business, PayPal Business, Square, or Stripe if you're using Travefy to create proposals and itineraries for your clients. Okay, there is that functionality within Travefy. Do not use a personal account for these types of transactions because you want to look like a professional in your business. I use Square pretty much exclusively for my instant commissions just because it's easy. They send me a 1099-K at the end of the year so that I can report those funds to the IRS because it is income. So once you hit $600, you have to report that income. You're also able to send out invoices because I do a lot of business with schools and they require invoices to be sent so that their school boards can approve the invoice for payment. So it just makes you look like a true professional is what it boils down to. So you want to be able to use Square, Venmo Business, PayPal Business, Cash App Business. So make sure you're using business. PayPal Business, Square, or Stripe are the 3 that I would recommend because you can take credit card payments on all 3. I have a Square referral code here for you guys. If you use this referral code, And I will put it in the chat box here as well. Yes, Jessica, I thank you for mentioning that about Travel Joy with Stripe, I believe it is. Let me put the referral code into the chat box here for you. This is my referral code for you to use Square. If you use this referral code and once you process your first credit card transaction, you will get up to $1,000 in free processing within your first 180 days. Okay, and you can get a free MagStripe reader for Apple or Android phones as well, as long as you have the Lightning connector for Apple, which everybody does, or a headphone jack for Androids. Some of the newer devices, such as the Galaxy Ultra S23 Ultra, do not have the headphone jack, but you can use NFC, near field communication, and you can actually tap the client's card with your phone if they have tap to pay cards. So that is an option for you as well. Square allows you to customize your receipts to put your business information onto there. You can put your website, your address, your email address, all of that onto your receipts. So it looks really nice. And it also looks really nice on the invoices as well that you can send out. Does anybody have any questions about instant commissions tonight? About how to earn them, what ways you can earn them, how to get them paid out to you. If you use Square, once you get it into your Square account, you can transfer it straight to your bank. Or if you have a Venmo card, you can do an instant transfer to your Venmo card and you'll have your money within 30 minutes. So that's one really nice feature about Square. I am going to drop my service fee contract into the chat right now. There is my service fee agreement. You guys can go ahead and click on that and download it. Malia says that she has run across resorts that were not all inclusive with resort fees. Do you know what that is for? Vidanta, for example, more than likely that is for use of the Wi-Fi fitness facilities, housekeeping, things like that. It would be similar to what resorts in Las Vegas would be charging for. So access for the Wi-Fi, for the internet, for the fitness center, the pool, stuff like that.
Mark, so during your first credit card processing, you either will be charged, or you can pass it on to your client, the processing fee, and then once it's processed, then this referral code will take effect. Can we not do this during the first credit card processing?
Correct. And the fee is only 3.5% plus 15 cents per transaction. So it's not astronomical. It comes out to pennies on the dollar, honestly.
Uh,
So it's maybe like a $2 or $3 charge.
okay, and then so it cannot be during, but after. And
Yes,
then
after the first transaction.
and then on the succeeding for the first 180 days, it will automatically just apply. You don't have to do anything.
Correct. For the first $1,000 in purchases or 180 days, whichever comes first.
Okay, so it's not when will the 180 days start? Right after, on the day after your first credit card processing, or
Yes,
on
the
your
day
next,
off.
or the day of,
Mm-hmm.
the day of when you first process, not the that process. I mean that transaction that did not apply the first 1,000.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So whether or not you're using it, the 180 days is counting.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a full 6 months that you're getting it for. So,
Yeah. That's still good.
yeah, it is. And you can actually pass on your referral code once you sign up to Square, and
I
you can get an additional $1,000 in processing for yourself for another 180 days for anybody that uses your link.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So theoretically, you can just keep gaining those gaining those 180 days and just keep holding on to them. And then once 180 days is up, then you can activate the next 180 days
Oh,
for $1,000.
because I signed up to Square the first time you mentioned it last time when we were, I think 2 weeks ago. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I already signed up. Good to know. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, Mary. Okay, so Malia says, I created a consultation request form using Jot form and used the Square format for payment processing. Decided to charge $25 for domestic and $50 for international to be refunded after completion of the final booking. When I had my sister do a test run, I noticed the amount taken off this charge. You're right, it is a nominal amount, relatively speaking, but considering the refund service I was offering, I started to ponder whether or not this was a good idea. I basically lost over $2 with the test run. Yes, you are going to do that, but Square actually has the lowest fees, with the exception of Stripe, and you can only use Stripe through Travefy or TravelJoy. Stripe is 2.9% plus 15 cents per transaction, but you can only use it through their invoicing system, through Travefy or TravelJoy.
Oh, then you have
So,
to pay Travefy as well. Unlike Square, you don't have to have Travefy.
right, exactly. Was it Stripe? Okay. Yes, it is a write off, Joyce. Um, any fees that you get, it is a write off. So it can be a tax write off, and you will get an accounting of that for your taxes. So that can add up to a good refund for you as well once tax time comes along. Now, I'm not a tax expert, obviously. You want to consult with your tax expert about that. But yes, it can be a write off because it is a business expense. And the nice thing about Square too is that if you write an invoice for a client, you can actually send it to them, and you can do a recurring invoice if you are going to break up that instant commission for your client as well. So I did that with a client. I allowed her to pay her service fee payment in 4 payments to me, and I just sent a recurring invoice to her just as a reminder to pay it. So, and it worked out well that way. And then when my schools pay me by check, I just have to put in the payment by check, and I don't incur any fees other than what Venmo charges me, which is nothing for the cash a check feature. Are there any other questions tonight about instant commissions?
Is jot form something we should have?
Jotform is definitely something that you can use because I've created a lot of my booking quote request forms through Jotform, but you can do it through Google Forms as well.
Oh,
You just can't link a payment app through that
through what? Through jot
through
form?
Google Forms.
A payment link. I can.
So you can't link Square to a Google form to
Oh,
collect a research fee, but you can through Jotform.
oh. And you have to pay jot form.
No, you can have up to 5 forms for free.
Oh. When you say forms, what are those things you can do with that?
Yep, so they're forms that you can build for your clients to fill out. It's like the booking request forms that we have on our websites.
Okay.
So it's a fillable form that will get emailed to you when a client has a quote request. It qualifies them.
Mhm.
So it
Can you
asks all the qualification questions that you need in order to build their quote.
is there where we should make our request, I mean, invoice?
No, no, you don't want to do your invoice in there. You can do an invoice in Square if you want, but that service fee agreement that I showed or that I posted in the chat a little while ago is where all of my fees are listed. And that's what I recommend doing is having a service fee agreement that your clients sign so that there are no surprises to them about the fees
Where
that
did
you're
you
going to be
make your
charging.
invoice from? From Google or from, so not from jot form, right?
No, you don't want to do an invoice in jot form
Why
because you
not?
can't.
Because you can't, because it's not possible, or because it's not.
Well, it is possible if you add payment formats like
Oh,
Square, but you can't do it just in an invoice. You can't just do an invoice in jot form to send to your client. These forms are for our clients to fill out and send to us.
oh. Because I haven't explored jot form yet.
I have a training on my YouTube
Oh,
about jot form.
okay. All right.
So go to my YouTube and you'll find it.
Okay. Can you put your what's this? Your contact details, Facebook email in the chat box, please?
Yeah, I can do that. And then I'm going to go back to my fee schedule as well here in just a minute. But here is my contact information.
I don't know if I signed up with Jotform, but before I know, I get notification saying I can, there's like a savings I can have, and it's like saving me a lot, but I'm ignoring them. Is it a month? Oh, no, you said it's free, right? But how come I'm getting a notification about
Because
deals?
you may have signed up for a pro edition
Mm,
and that gives you unlimited forms. There's all of my contact information, guys. So my Facebook, my email, my cell phone, and my YouTube channels. And let me go back to my fee schedule here. There is my fee schedule. Yeah, Jot form is free. You can have up to 5 forms for free, and then it requires you to go to Pro. But I have 2 different Jot form accounts, so I have 10 forms.
Mm.
So again, the fees that I charge are the consultation fees or the research fees are $25 for domestic bookings, $50 for international. My flight only ticketing fees are $25 for domestic, $75 for international. Change fees across the board are $100 unless it's operational related with airlines. Then there's no fee for that. If I'm doing a destination wedding or honeymoon alone, then it's $250. If I'm doing both as a package, it's $500. And then my booking service fee is 10% of the total package price
This is on top of the commission from
from
the
the suppliers.
suppliers. Yes.
Yes.
Question. So you're booking, so let's say someone's coming to you, you charge them a consultation fee, and then on top of that, you charge an additional booking service fee?
Yes.
Okay. And then when you say change fee, that means they've already booked something and now we want to change it, and so now you're charging them $100 to go through the whole process pretty much all over again?
Basically, yes.
Great. Okay, thank you so much.
Yep. No problem. Any other questions? Yeah, Malia, I would definitely remove that payment format from the Jot form. I have the fee conversation right up front because before I'm doing anything booking related, I'm charging that initial fee of $25 or $50.
Consultation fee.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when they book, 10% of the total package price.
Yep.
And on top of that, depending on what transaction, these fees, other fees apply. The ticket fee.
Yes.
Okay.
Depending on what the situation is. So, I mean, if it's a destination wedding or honeymoon, I'm not going to charge them the consultation fee because I'm already charging them the higher price of $250 or $500 right up front, because those destination weddings or honeymoons can take me a week to do. But if I'm doing both, it can take me 2 to 3 weeks to work on it and to get it completed. Because it's going to take a lot of phone calls to suppliers. It's going to be taking a lot of phone calls back and forth with the bride and groom.
Yeah.
It's going to take a lot of my time. So I need to be compensated accordingly for that time. And then and that's just to cover the research. That's not to cover the booking portion of it, because then I have to look into the intricacies of the actual booking.
Oh. And then after you book them, and then there'll be some changes. There'll be change of pass of guests or additional or something else after everything was booked. Will you be charging additional for any?
If it's a destination wedding or wedding and honeymoon, no, because that's already going to be probably a $10,000 to $20,000 booking.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, all right, okay.
So
Okay.
for that, I'm not going to. But if it's a traditional booking, like just a package of $4,000 or $5,000 package, yeah, I'm gonna charge it.
Okay.
Are you also charging the guest going to the wedding this consultation fee as well?
No, that's all packaged in.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to charge the guests who are going to the wedding. As long as they tell me that they're going to the wedding, and as long as they book within the actual booking time frame. Now if they book outside of that time frame, then yes, I'm going to charge them something a little bit more. I'm probably going to charge them the extra $50, but I'm not going to charge them the 500. But I will charge the $50 and then the 10%.
Question, when you're doing the 10% for the booking service fee, So then you're gonna send them an invoice, aren't you, for that? Because that's gonna go to your app.
Yeah, I'll send them a credit card authorization form with the 10% on it.
No, I meant like, so, because it's going to your app, you're not sending them an invoice? Not the
No.
author, I mean, you have the authorization form, but I mean, you're not gonna send them also the invoice?
No. No, I just use the credit card authorization form. The only time I send an invoice is if I'm working with a school. I don't
Okay.
invoice my clients if I don't have to, because I try to get paid right up front.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, when you're doing like the instant commission, say you're gonna use Evo Plus, you're not sending them an invoice. Oh, because you're using the Square one though, right? So that's your invoice.
Right. But if I'm using Square, and I'm booking Evo Plus, I'm telling them you're going to pay two charges. Charge one is going to be from Evo Plus. Charge two is going to be from 72 and Sunny Travel for X amount of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have to invoice them that set for that charge from me unless
You're
they
just,
ask for a receipt.
so you're just putting the total on the CCC form is what you're doing then.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So if it's a $3,000, like in that example for Paris, if it's like a $3,000 charge from me, then I'm putting $3,000 on the CC auth to me, and then the $2,600 to Evo Plus on one CC auth. So it's two separate CC auth forms.
And you're doing the same thing with your booking service fee. So let's say they've got a package, you're tell them the package is this much, but then the service fee is this much. So you're doing it all at one time as well.
Correct. And I break it down for them.
Okay.
Do you
So I
normally
give them a final
receive,
quote.
do you normally receive any pushback on the fees that are being charged?
Nope.
Okay.
Never once. Especially because I'm telling them up front
What the
what it
fee
is in my
Yeah,
fee.
okay.
Yep. And I'm having them. Yeah. I'm having them sign it so that they are aware that these fees are in effect and that these are set fees. The only thing that is going to change is the amount of booking up to and until time of booking. And then that's going to change my booking service fee because of the changes to the price if they don't deposit it right away after I do the quote. So say they wait 2 weeks and the booking goes up by $300, that means my service fee is going up by $30. They're going to have to understand that because it's made very clear that all bookings are subject to change. Prices are subject to change up to and until time of booking. So, and that's very important for everybody to mention to your clients. Yeah, Jessica. So, yes, so I'm using the CC auth forms so that I can charge to myself. Right. It's in contrast to having them submit a payment through Square or something else themselves. Even if they are doing that, Jose has told me and Reggie have both told me to have them to submit a credit card authorization form, even if they are booking through an affiliate link, to cover ourselves for our commissions as well. So that is coming from Reggie and Jose. So let's say somebody books through your Virgin Voyages affiliate link. Go back and have them fill out a credit card authorization form, even though you didn't take that credit card virtually yourself. Still have them fill out that form to cover yourself and your commission. Because they've actually seen it where people have charged back their vacations and the client and the agents have lost their commission because of that, because they didn't have the credit card authorization form stating that the charge was authorized.
Mm.
Yeah, I spoke with Reggie
And that-
about this about a month and a half ago.
Okay.
And then I just want to clarify. So someone comes to you, they say that they want to look at a service or whatever, you tell them exactly like a layout of your service fees. You send them your what's this little form here?
The service
The
fee.
form that you send.
Yep, the service fee
You
charge.
send them that
authorization
form and okay, so you send them that form and get the payment, and then you start working on the actual.
Right. I have them fill out the form and then send me their credit card and photo ID
Mhm.
and fill out the credit card authorization form so that, and then I charge the card and then I start working.
Okay.
Okay, so Mark, the form that you sent earlier,
Mhm.
that's the form that has this examples of service fees.
Yes, that has all of my service fees on it.
And then that is even before you start doing any consultation with them. You
Correct.
already like give them this form with these service fees itemized and the authorization form before you even start.
Correct.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, and I had a college student who said they were going to pay me through Venmo. I've reached out to him 5 or 6 times and I didn't do anything on the booking because I had a feeling he was going to flake out on me, and he did.
Mhm.
So Tara says she hasn't gotten any bookings through her affiliate links. How are we notified if and when they're used? Do we receive all their contact info when they book? Yes, you do. You actually receive an email. Malia, you can do whatever you want because it's your business. I go with 10% because I feel that that's a fair price. But if you want to go to 12 to 15%, that's completely up to you. It's your business. So I just use 10% because it's easy for me to calculate versus 12 to 15%. So, but you guys can charge whatever fees that you want for your instant commissions because it is your business. You run it how you want to.
Okay,
I'm sorry,
so
Mark, I'm multitasking over here. You probably answered this. You're taking the initial consultation fee prior to even looking at the quote. So now they're paying that first to your Square. So when you get the CCC form, you're just gonna add that to it, that they paid it, is that correct? Like, after, you book it. So it's
Yeah.
say the 25 and then total booking. When you do the CCC, you're adding that 25 plus the booking, correct?
No, because that's a completely separate fee. These are all
that's
individual fees.
Okay.
so one CC form for every transaction.
For
So
every
at
transaction.
consultation fee, you send the CC form and then they send it back and then you charge them and then you begin the consultation. And during the consultation, they already paid for that. And then you realize, oh, it's about destination wedding and honeymoon. So you're gonna charge again another 500 once you're done with the coat, correct?
I'll tell them 475 and I'll charge it right away.
Okay, so instead of charging 5, since they already paid 25, you deduct.
Yes, I'll deduct at
But
that
if
point.
but if it's just ticketing, then you add additional 25 or 75 depending on
If it's
which
just flights, then it's only $25
or
or 75. The consultation fee does not apply in that case.
Yeah. Oh, doesn't apply. Oh, okay.
No, if it's just a flight booking, then it's just $25 for domestic ticketing and $75 for international bookings because I can do domestics in 20 minutes.
Okay, so you won't charge consultation fee. But before you even talk to them, you already charged 25. Or maybe not. You know already that it's only ticketing, then you won't charge a consultation fee anymore. Just
Correct.
the 25 or 75.
Right.
All right. And then what about the 10% booking service?
If it's just airline tickets only, I don't charge that.
Okay, so booking service is for packages.
Packages only.
Okay.
So Malia, that college student never paid me. So I never looked into it because he never paid me.
In a way, this is good, so you can really qualify them if they're serious or not.
Exactly. This is a way to weed out the lookers from the bookers.
Right. There's a question from, it's also how I feel because I'm new.
Mhm.
But where is that? You're there. From Malia, what if you're just starting out? I guess I'm nervous about potential client reactions, thinking about my initial assumptions about travel agents. All these
Yeah, I'm going back to that question right now. I'm just looking. So, Malia, if you're just starting out, don't worry about charging fees because
Right. Just do the job. Just use that for your experience.
yeah, exactly. It's going to be experience and you're going to be working
Yep,
with your
there you go,
mentor
yep.
you're going to be working with your mentor for your first several bookings. Until you're comfortable. And then once you're comfortable, then you can start charging fees. It wasn't until 3 years ago that I started charging fees.
Okay.
So 6.5 years into the business, I was not charging fees.
Okay.
But then I realized my time is precious. I need to start making some money here for the time that I'm putting into these bookings. So that's why I started charging fees.
Okay. Malia, I feel you. You and I are the same.
Yeah, and you'll get your first booking. I mean, it just takes time. Just keep working with your mentor, keep working with your team, go to as many trainings as you can, get your mock bookings out, make sure you're on branch up. I mean, those are just ways that you can do it.
What is
So,
Can you do a booking for yourself as practice? Like if you
absolutely.
want to
Mm-mm.
go somewhere?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I did.
You can do mock bookings too to
Okay.
practice. Just don't put your credit card information in.
so
Mock
we
bookings are a great way to practice.
mock bookings, you don't need, you can finish mock booking without putting in the payment method details.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really done mock booking.
Payment methods last.
Yep. Hey, Calvin. Yeah, Calvin's right. One becomes two, two become four, etc. So
Mm-hmm.
I will acknowledge I haven't been as pleasant as maybe I feel I should have been,
Mhm.
because the thing about it is that I had to take finals week not too long ago, and I'm still kind of recovering. I did a great job on finals week. I literally got an A in every class, but
Tips are gone,
even so, it's like
but I wasn't either.
it was hard. Not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
We're
It was
good,
a
though.
hard fought. It was a hard fought victory
Where that from?
to get to that point.
well, good. I'm glad you were able to come into this, Calvin. So
Of course, though.
Since I'm gonna redouble my efforts over these coming
Mm-hmm.
week or two, I guess you could say. I'm gonna redouble my efforts with this business over the next week or two.
good. I'm glad to hear it.
Sure.
So, well, are there any other questions tonight?
No more. Mark, can I request also that you can put it in the chat, the service fees
Yeah.
for guide for later when I'm ready to charge.
Yeah. Or you can just take a screenshot of this, Mary.
No, because I'm putting it in my Excel.
Okay. Or I'll tell you what, I can send you the PowerPoint presentation if you would like.
Okay, all right.
What's your email?
I'll better travel with Mary at gmail.com. I put it in the chat.
I got it.
Thank you.
Yeah, Marnie, I'll send it to you in the trainer's chat.
Thank you so much, Mark, for all your wisdom, for all your information you shared again tonight.
Yeah, no problem. Not a problem. Are there any last minute questions, guys?
Mm.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Katie.
Hey, okay, so, the person that I told you about that wants to go to Hawaii,
Mm-hmm.
I sent her another message and she saw my message, but she has not replied back yet. So I talked to Michelle and because she did a travel Q&A tonight, and she told me just to wait until after the holidays to reach out to her again. Because
Yeah.
she told me just don't do anything until she gets back to me. Because I told her, well, she's seeing my messages, but she's not responding.
Okay. Yeah, that's the advice I would have given you too.
Because I sent her a message the other day and I asked her, I said, well, do you know what your budget is yet? You know, the dates also, because, you know, we need to know so we can start doing the research.
Sure.
And she saw my message, but she's not saying anything back. So Michelle just told me you just wait till after the holidays to say something to her about it again.
Yep, that's what I'd do. So,
Okay. All
okay,
right.
cool.
Thanks, Mark.
Yep. All right, guys, if there are no more questions, I just want to thank everybody for coming into training tonight. I hope you guys have a great rest of your holiday season. For those of you on Team Empire, I am doing Q&A on Thursday and Saturday this week, and Sunday, Christmas Eve. We will have a Q&A on Christmas Eve for Team Empire. So I'm doing 3 this week. And then next week for Team Rising Tide and Team Empire, I am doing the training on forms, commission tracking form, and credit card authorization forms at this same time, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. So feel free to come into that. So thank you guys very much for being here tonight. I really appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a great Christmas Eve, Christmas Day with you and your family. Merry Christmas to you all. Happy holidays, and have a wonderful rest of your evening.
Thank you.